Okay, so
We're gonna cut this table.
I'm with my son, Waylon, here. And we're going to do a tour review. Waylon, you're going to be quiet, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, sweet. So we're doing a tour review on the Milwaukee Fuel Portaband. Now, this is the medium-sized one. It is called the Compact Bandsaw. It's going to be the 2829-20. Now, we have probably 8 of these things. So I've had the evolution of them as they've come out through the years, but I had the really small ones that pretty much can cut an 1 5/8 unistrut channel. They're really good for heating guys because they're just doing a little bit of copper work here and there. They have the medium-sized one, and then we have the full-size one. The full-size one is going to have basically, I think, a 4-inch jaw. This one looks like it has about a 3-inch jaw, and the other ones have about a 2-inch jaw. So, and then the other one's a deep cut. Now, this one I'm talking fast here. This one I have found is the best. So, not to say to get rid of we still run the other ones. They have their uses. But all the guys that have them want this one. This is the one. The other ones, the downsides are the large one has a massive throat to cut, but it's huge. And it's not one-hand operable. I kind of want one hand to cut. I don't want to always have to have 2 hands. If I'm gonna do that, then it's a rare day. I'm not doing a bunch of big welded pipe, and that's kind of what that one's geared towards, is that big giant work. Usually this stuff is cutting copper pipe. It's cutting unistrut. Most of the things that I cut are smaller than this. I like that the battery is on the back. I think it kind of counterbalances the weight. The big saw, it's right here on the face of it. It's actually flat. The little one is the M12 batteries, so it just doesn't have a lot of juice. So this one is one-hand operable. It's got lots of juice because you can throw, the 12.0 on here. I've got just a regular 5.0 on here right now. It's one-hand operable, and look at this. Check this out. It pretty much does flush cuts. So you could remove, you could remove this thing, this plastic casing if you wanted to, and this thing would darn near cut up against a wall, if you needed to. And I've done that where I've gone really close, and I'll bring this little guide in right there. It comes in with a little button, and it locks in multiple positions. But I usually store it like that when I'm using it. I pull it out like that. And it helps me to cut things because it's a little guide. It wiggles, it moves around, it finds itself being pushed up on accident. Somehow it gets moved around a lot, but I still like it. To me, this bandsaw is kind of a perfect fit for what I do. What was that?
I said what you said.
Oh, I said what I said. Okay, cool. So, these things are not cheap. Bandsaws are... Man, this YouTube channel is making me always think about how much money I spend. I think this thing was $300-something bucks. I don't remember. I could check it out real quick. I bought this. I was out of town working, and I needed a new one, and I picked this one up. And this is the Fuel. This thing has lots of power. It's got a light, so it's got the things that I care about. It's got a light. It can cut. They have a variety of blades. It can cut hard metal all the way down to really soft stuff. It's got the adjustable guide. It's got an easy... I'm talking to the camera. It's got easy adjust blades. These blades come off really easily when they break. And it's got, this. I find that when I'm on a lift, I use this. I hang them up. They're pretty simple. Like I always say, I do have one gripe. So with this, maybe 2. Really no design complaints for the most part. I have one, but very small. I think for 99% of people, they're gonna think this is a slam dunk evolution. They've changed these as time has gone on. They're tough. They do the job. Nothing glamorous here. But the one thing that makes me mad is this guy right here. It's a safety. And you would think, oh, that doesn't matter. You just push it in every time you need to use it. Right? But there are sometimes you're in kind of a precarious situation, like location, I guess, and you're trying to get this thing to cut something, and the last thing that you need to do is push this guy in. It's like, you're like, oh crap, it's not working. And I've got to get my hand in there and do it. So I don't, I kind of like to think that tools of this caliber are made for professionals. So not all tools are, but I don't think that Joe Schmo, the homeowner, is going to have this tool. This is an expensive tool that I think professionals have. And I just don't think professionals need this intense of a safety switch. There's no safety switch on a drill. There's no safety switch on a Sawzall. I mean, maybe there is now. I don't have one if it is. But I guess maybe the safety switch would be on, like you could either have it on or you could have it off or whatever, but it wouldn't automatically go in and out. I think this thing needs to change. I really don't like this. I think that it's a bad design, that one quality. And I also just wish, these things always rust. Like, it's never gonna happen, but like I just wish that somebody would start putting some like stainless steel nuts on these things. Like they always rust. This one's relatively new, so it's not rusty, but everything always gets rusty, and I'm always thinking like, hey, let's put some stainless steel or some chromed things on here, or do what Knipex does and Guido, or they just like chrome everything. And I think that's cool. I think that makes sense. I live in a really wet climate on the west coast of California, North California, and it rains a lot here, and it's wet a lot here, and stuff gets wet, and it rains, it gets rusted, and even the blade's rusting, which that's gonna rust no matter what. But I just wish that wouldn't happen, and I wish this wasn't here. But all in all, this is a great tool. I think it's a really good tool. Out of all my Milwaukee stuff, I have a lot of it. I think the All-Stars pretty much are very few. I think that there's the drills and the impact guns, they're cool, but I could go with any drill and impact gun. I don't care about that. I think their PEX gun and their expansion tools and their compression tools, like their ProPress stuff, I think that's a slam dunk. I think that these bandsaws are a slam dunk. But I'm more into it for the reason of the system. I'm kind of pot committed, so I have a bajillion of these batteries, and so we have to buy Milwaukee just because it would be a financial stress to have anything else. But I do think that this is a standout tool. There are other bandsaws on the market. In fact, I think DeWalt has been making cordless portabands longer. And other people have added double batteries and all sorts of stuff, but to me, this is the best one, the happy medium size. I think this will do almost everything for most people. So if you're a tradesman, you're a plumber, you're an HVAC guy, you're an electrician, I'm sure you've already got one of these on your tool belt. But if you're a guy who's just getting into the trades, or you're looking for, what the pros are using, this is it. This one right here. Don't get the small one; it can't do enough. Don't get the big one; it's too unruly to wield. This thing is the perfect size, and it fits in the back of a truck really, really easily. You can get a blade for it just about anywhere, and it runs with your regular batteries. So that's another amazing tool review. We'll be back not tomorrow, but back Monday probably with another one, and get you guys another tool review. And I noticed in these tool reviews that I've been doing as of lately that I'm always in the shop for the most part. This is the upstairs of my shop. In fact, here, I'll show you. It's a mess, so don't hate me. But so here, we're in the upstairs of the shop. This is just like the catch-all room, right? So here we go. And then the shop's out here, trucks, stuff. Here's the outdoor stuff. Outside, water heaters. It's gross. But it's cold. And I've been.
Yeah, it's cold.
It's cold up here because it's not heated up here. And
Yeah,
it looks like I wear the same
it's
clothes
heated
every
up
day,
here.
but I don't. This is just a jacket that I've been wearing this week, and I noticed that I wear it in every single one of my videos. So I just want to assure you all, I am wearing different clothing every day. Okay? Every day. Waylon knows. Okay, but that's a wrap. We will see you guys on the next tool review, and thanks for stopping by. See you later.
We're going